Hi everyone, I'm Dara Najatossier and you're watching the New Talent Fashion YouTube channel. For today's video, as you can see by the title, I'm going to be sharing 5 quick and easy tips on how you can continue to develop your skills and boost your employability even though we are in lockdown, so that hopefully when we come out of it, or even in the middle of the pandemic, you are able to secure your dream job in the fashion industry and live your best life. Before getting into today's video, however, if you are not already subscribed to us, then definitely make sure to hit the subscribe button down below, as well as click the bell for post notifications. And of course, if you've not checked out New Talent Fashion already and you're not subscribed to our premium area, the link to our website is down below and you can check that out after watching. Okay, so first things first, tip number 1 is all about developing your digital skills. Now, we're obviously in lockdown where there's a lot of free time on our hands, and there are actually so many resources floating around on the internet for you to engage with. Within the fashion industry, I personally think one of the biggest skill sets to have is proficiency in Adobe, Adobe InDesign, Adobe Photoshop, Adobe Illustrator, literally everything. Whether you're going into PR, whether you're going into design, this is the software which is pretty much universally used within the industry. And as I've mentioned in videos in the past, if you go to fashion school, it's very likely that you can get these classes. But if you do not go to a fashion school, then there are so many free tutorials and classes online. YouTube is a great place to look as well. But honestly, this is such an incredible proficiency to have underneath your belt, so I would definitely recommend this tip. The second tip for today's video is all about watching documentaries and interviews around the particular area of the industry that you're interested in. The reason why I recommend doing this is because within the fashion industry there are so many different roles, and sometimes it can be easy to get fixated on one in particular based off what it looks like on the surface, something like that. But watching documentaries or interviews with people in that sector is the best way to get an understanding about the reality of the job from all aspects. Vogue have a really great documentary series hosted by Alexa Chung. I'm sure you guys have seen it, but if you haven't watched it in a while, I definitely encourage you to rewatch it. I did that the other day and I found it so brilliant because yeah, you get to hear from the people who are actually in the industry and get an understanding of what their day-to-day jobs look like, which, I mean, if we were doing internships, if the real world was open, you would be able to do that. But since that's not the case right now, getting that insight from videos and existing materials is such a great thing to do. Another way that you can get some insights and materials is from the Industry Insights podcast by New Talent Fashion, which I can confirm season 2 is coming back in February. So by the time this video is live, literally in a couple of days, which is so exciting. So if you've not already listened to season 1 of the podcast, the link is in the description box. But yeah, over at New Talent Fashion, we're so excited to launch the 2nd season of the podcast and continue to help you out with your fashion journeys and your career. The third thing which I'd encourage you to do is try to attend as many webinars and online courses as possible. Obviously, don't overstretch yourself, but if you have some extra time on your hands, again, there are so many different courses going around which allow you to develop your skills. And I think over this lockdown period, when we come out of it, employers are going to be really interested in seeing what it is that you are doing in all of that free time. And understandably, if you're a uni student or if you have things going on in your personal life, it may not be feasible to have lots of stuff under your belt in this period. But if you know that you do have some extra time and you can take on some additional things, then online courses and webinars, which you can post about on your LinkedIn, which will lead on to my next point, is really, really brilliant because it shows your dedication and your enthusiasm and passion for the industry. And moving out of lockdown, it will also give you stuff to talk about in interviews, and I think that employers will really like into the fact that you have been really proactive and you've developed those skills over this free period of time. So number 4, LinkedIn. I will always bang on about LinkedIn because it opens so many doors. I mean, this opportunity right here came through LinkedIn. So if you do not have a LinkedIn profile, or if you have not updated your LinkedIn profile, I'll definitely recommend doing this. Make sure that your profile picture is updated, make sure that your bio, your job history, all of that is up to date, so that when people click onto your profile, they get the best picture about you and they know if you'll be fitting for any jobs or opportunities that are going around. So yeah, in terms of LinkedIn advice, I believe we have a podcast episode about it on Industry Insights. Again, the link is in the description box down below. But essentially, it's just about having a really strong and clear brand and really just selling yourself. What I love about LinkedIn is that you can post all of your achievements and your successes, and also your difficulties and your hardships, and it just allows you to create a really well-rounded picture about yourself. So even if in lockdown you haven't had a success with any job opportunities or anything like that, you writing about that and saying, okay, well, despite not getting a job or despite being unemployed right now, I've still chosen to develop my skills. Posts like that do really well because they're so relatable and it shows your enthusiasm, as I said in the previous tip. So yeah, hop on LinkedIn for sure, but don't just have it, use it frequently, and especially after you go to these webinars or you do these courses, make sure that you're posting about them. Tag the employer, tag anyone who spoke at the event, and trust me, your network will just build and build and build. The fifth tip that I have for today's video is to actually try to start building relationships and connections with people who work in your dream firms in this period of time where things are a bit quieter. So for example, if you know that you want to work at Miu Miu when you graduate, then go on Instagram, go on Twitter, go on LinkedIn, find the person at Miu Miu who has the job role that you currently want or would be a manager of the position that you currently want, and literally just shoot your shot, connect with them, send them a message saying that you'd be interested in working at the company, in their department, post-graduations, and start to cultivate that relationship. The reason why I say do this now versus when the pandemic and lockdown is sort of eased is because they are just going to be inundated with thousands and hundreds of emails and messages, because people know that, you know, internships and working is more of a reality. However, I think you shouldn't overlook the fact that where we are right now with all the free time in lockdown, a message that you send to that person is more likely to actually be seen and received versus, you know, 6 months down the line when things are hopefully better. So yeah, I would literally just start it off as a conversation. I think that if you just go into it saying that, you know, you'd love to learn more about the role and that you're really interested in the company, they are likely to reply versus, you know, you just saying, you know, I want a job here, can I have a phone call? I think if you just start the relationship and start the conversation going small and bit by bit from now, by the time things do get better, you would have hopefully formed somewhat of a relationship with that person, and hopefully it will serve you well. So I would definitely encourage you to shoot your shot professionally, of course, and I think there's no better time to do it now. So I definitely encourage that tip, and that is actually the end of today's video. So 5 tips on how you can develop your skills in lockdown to hopefully boost your employability and visibility within the fashion industry. Let us know what you thought about these tips in the comments down below. I really hope you enjoyed watching this video, and as I said, all of the important links are in the description box down below if you'd like to check out anything. The premium area, the podcast, our Instagram, everything is linked down below. But yeah, that is actually all for today's video. I'm Darren Adetossier, and I'll see you all in the next one. Bye!